I'm Suresh Vasudevan, CEO of Nimble Storage, and my role as CEO began in February of this year, February of 2011. Although my association with Nimble goes back to almost the early days of Nimble. I've been on the board of Nimble for 2 years prior to this, and I saw Nimble emerge. And this year is really the year when, in many ways, we went from having built the product to building the company. Our company went from having 30 people in November of last year to about 120 people in November of this year. That's a fourfold growth. November of last year, we had a couple of sales teams. We now have nearly 16 sales teams, and we are adding teams at the rate of roughly 5 or 6 sales teams every quarter. We now have presence in fairly significant presence in North America. We've started branching out into Europe. It's been about 3 months of being in Europe. We're already now launching in 3 different countries within Europe. Germany, Netherlands, and the UK are our first 3 markets in Europe. As I look at the next year, I think 2 or 3 areas are going to be key for us. First is continued geographic expansion as we build out our presence in all of Europe and start entering Asia as well. So continued geographic expansion is a big priority for us. Second comment I would make is our route to market is very much through the channel. We are a 100% channel-oriented company. And one of the things we've been fortunate about is the pace at which we've built our channel ecosystem. We already have over 100 resellers working very well with us. As I look at the next couple of years, building out a very robust channel ecosystem is a big priority as well. Lastly, the reason we've been successful thus far, one of the things I'm proud of is we've been recognized as being the fastest growing storage startup, even compared to some of the most successful startups in our industry in the last decade. A lot of that stems from our core technology advantage and the people we've brought on to take the technology to market. So a third big priority is to continue to build out our technology advantage, and so expanding our engineering and support organizations to keep pace with our go-to-market growth is a third big priority for me as I think about what we'll try and accomplish over the next year. How do I measure success? I think as I look at the next 2 or 3 years, we have a very broad technology foundation, and we've received very strong market acceptance. And when I look back on companies that were successful in an industry over the last 2 decades, companies like NetApp, companies like Ecologic, companies like Data Domain and others, I think we have an opportunity to do at least as well and actually do better than those companies have done in their early years. And that's really one measure of success for me, is continuing to drive growth at a dramatic pace. A second measure really goes back to the belief that we're building an organization for the long term. An IPO is just a milestone along the way for us. And so a second measure of success is the talent that we attract into the company, and being proud of the people that we brought to the company is a second way that I'll measure success as I look back on what we've done over the next 3 years.